everybody, today Dad is going to talk about living around the world.
No, I don't know how it's gonna be, but I'm ready for anything I do. What's up guys? Today's video is about flag theory, also sometimes referred to as PT, which can stand for any permutation of permanent or perpetual, tourist, traveler, previous taxpayer, or post-tax. Heard all of those. And there's so much complexity that we could really go down numerous rabbit holes. So it was very tough for me to cut this down to just 3 minutes, but I think I've managed to cover the basics. And just a foreword before we get started, I want to first say that in many ways, this is indeed a very privileged concept. It is a privilege to be able to plan beyond just daily survival. It is a privilege to have excess assets that you need to plan for, and it's a privilege to have access to a global lifestyle. It's very much a first world solution to a first world problem. All right, Fred, timer, let's go. So flag theory began in the 1960s with the 3 flag theory concept originally coined by Harry Schultz. But now, half a century later, most advocates propose 5 flags or more. I'm going to discuss 5 because I think it covers the bases pretty well. Now, the point of flag theory is that in this very global age, our lives are not confined to the country where we were born or where we are today. People are connected remotely around the world more than ever before, and we also have the ability to move around the world with unprecedented freedom. So with this in mind, we can build various aspects of our lives in different countries. We no longer have to live, work, invest, and pledge our allegiance to just one country. We can pick and choose the best places for each of those things. So at its core, 5 flag theory describes the 5 locations where you should plant your flags, where you should have citizenship and or resident status, where you should have tax residence, where you should base your business, where you should keep your excess assets, and finally, where you should spend your time. The Nomad Capitalist, who is an expert on this topic, loves to say, go where you're treated best. And it really is that straightforward for all of these categories. Choose your citizenship or residence based on where it is best for you to have it. Set up your tax residence in a low tax or even zero tax jurisdiction. Locate your businesses where they will be treated best, from taxation to operations to legal protections and so forth. Keep your financial and physical assets where they are safest or have the most potential to grow. And last but not least, spend your time where you're treated best. It's this one, where you spend your time, that can drastically reduce your tax obligations, and that is usually what initially attracts people to flag theory. Now, 3 things I think should be emphasized. 1, there is a difference between where you live and where you are a citizen or permanent resident. I think this is obvious since it's 2 separate pillars of flag theory, where you choose to be a citizen and where you choose to spend your time, but it's important to emphasize because many people engaging for the first time in this global lifestyle base their residency or citizenship choices on where they want to live, when it doesn't necessarily need to be the same place. 2, there is a difference between citizenship and residence. For example, a golden visa is a popular marketing term that sometimes refers to a pathway to citizenship, but in other cases will only ever be a residence visa. So if your goal is citizenship, make sure you're in a program with a reasonable pathway towards citizenship, not just residency. A lot of companies in this space intentionally conflate the two in an attempt to sell you on a fake bill of goods. 3, you can have multiple flags in each category. In fact, you probably should in this day and age. So you can have multiple citizenships, you can spend your time in multiple countries, hold your assets in multiple countries, and if you have more than one business, they might be best located in multiple countries. So there you have it, the basic framework for flag theory. Obviously, there's a lot that goes into analyzing which countries work best for each category based on your situation, but hopefully that helped you to understand what flag theory is all about. On a personal note, I do not intend to ever renounce my US citizenship, and I really don't even feel compelled to avoid paying taxes. It's just not the biggest priority for me that I would allow it to dictate so many other life decisions, at least right now. So it's this acceptance of paying high taxes where I really diverge from much of flag theory. And then the fact that I want to keep my US citizenship makes most of flag theory simply theoretical and not reality for me. And what's more, if you follow my videos, you would know that my family is planning to move to Taiwan later this year. And what's funny about that is that we were really choosing from 5 different places. In addition to Taiwan, we were looking at Hong Kong, Macau, Malaysia, and Singapore. And of those 5 places, 4 of them are somewhat of a tax haven. And we would be looking at far lower tax obligations if we move to any of those 4. Taiwan is the 5th one, and so we're really not going to be seeing any difference in our taxes, but we're moving to Taiwan because it's the place that we want to be. So I hope you enjoyed that introduction to flag theory. I'm gonna do another 3-minute video on how the concept of flag theory can legally allow you to reduce or eliminate your taxes. So subscribe so you don't miss that one or any other video, and I will see you next time.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, and leave a lots of like and subscribe because on our next video, I want to lots and lots 100,000.